Hello, everyone. It's your host, Perry the Programming Pussy. And with me today, I have my great friend, Chuck the Cyber Cock. And we are going to be discussing the great and fabulous topic of Cell versus Saitama. Who would win? Now, as you guys know, TeamFourStar kind of blue-balled all of us on their abridged series because they did, Cell versus Saitama. So I thought today I would give a legitimate answer. Can't be a parody, but a legitimate answer as to who would win. So
okay, now before we go over this, I highly suggest you guys watch Seth's video, Saitama's Power, because there's actually like new information that implies Saitama's much stronger than we thought. And before people say, "Oh, Saitama one shots" or whatever, we're not gonna be like using quote unquote gag or tune for Saitama that apparently one shots anyone.
Yeah.
Although he doesn't.
If you
We're gonna use Saitama using feats and power scaling in the series. None of that other shit.
So if you think he's a gag character and one shot, everyone's fine. He destroys Cell, no difficulty, great. But for those of us that are a little bit more skeptical and require a little bit more evidence and logic, we're going to be going over how that would go down right now. So today's battle will be between Saitama and Perfect Cell. However, not Super Perfect Cell, just normal Perfect Cell, like the one we would have seen if TeamFourStar actually had them fight.
Okay, so according to a guide, we do know that Boros is a Starbuster, and we do know that Cell at his max power, once he receives the Zenkai, he's able to bust the solar system. However, we are using Perfect Cell, which means he wouldn't quite be solar system level yet, but he could, he would be really close to those levels.
For an example, Frieza in his first form was highest dwarf star level. He was capable of destroying planet Vegeta, which was like a planet with 10 times the mass of Earth, casually with one finger. And his final form is hundreds of times stronger than that. And then Cell is thousands of times stronger than that, obviously. So it's more like Boros is more like looking in the Frieza ranges, because Boros is a Starbuster. Frieza would be relative to a Starbuster. And we know that Cooler, Frieza's brother, even if you don't find him canon, was confirmed that he could destroy the sun as well. Whether you find that canon or not is irrelevant, because either way, Cell in a super perfect state is a solar system buster. However, with normal Cell, he's bare minimum half as strong as super perfect Cell, because Gohan, when he was enraged, right, because the Super Saiyan 2 is a ×2 multiplier. So right. Gohan, when he was enraged, was still weaker than perfect Cell. Cell looked at Gohan when he was enraged. He's like, yes, bring out your power, right? He still thought he could take Gohan when he's enraged. But then Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2 on top of becoming enraged, and that's when it became way too much for Cell to handle. When Cell goes super perfect, he's not even quite a 2x boost, if that makes sense. It's obviously gets like a good amplification to his power. However, it's not even quite a ×2 boost. So if we say that Perfect Cell is around half the power of Super Perfect Cell, we'd actually be downplaying Perfect Cell. If Large Star is 1,530 times less than solar system level, and then Perfect Cell would be 750 times solar star level. And yes, I know that sounds like a lot, like 750 fucking stars, but like a solar system is actually 1,500 stars, and all of the guides confirm Cell is that powerful in a super perfect state, and he states it. No one fucking denies that he could do that. No one says he's bluffing. And it's pretty much widely accepted that's how powerful he is.
Essentially, if you want to, Wang Saitama said that he defeated Boros with 1% of his power. That would make him, like 1% star level, like when he's like, barely giving any shits, right? So good. Yeah. He's Frieza level, 1% of his power. That's good, right?
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah. So, we say he's 100%. He would be like large star level. I mean, it's like really small stars, right? Like a dwarf star and a large star. To give you guys an example, like a large star, are many times larger than, like our sun. And our sun's considered a small star, and that shit's big as shit.
Yeah. We also don't know what kind of stars Boros is capable of destroying either. So if we just give him the benefit of the doubt, we just say he could destroy pretty much almost most stars, right? Just say he could destroy a large star. And then Saitama would be bare minimum like 100 times star level if you consider that he only used 1% against Boros. 1% versus Boros is usually the low ball we go with, because we know that Saitama used a serious punch. It's confirmed in the guide. The guide exaggerates that the battle is more than one punch and that he couldn't be casual with him. Even the guide even implies Boros kind of clobbered Saitama at one point.
Yeah, and also one of the manga scans even says that he took damage for also that sale. Saitama can never take damage. We see on the fucking panel there's like, bruises all over his body.
But Saitama is really powerful. However, Boros and Saitama are closer than people actually give him credit, because what people don't realize is that Saitama has his limiter removed, but Boros is also beyond the limitations of physical beings, and everyone overlooks that. They think, oh, wow, so because he's beyond the limitations of physical beings, he's infinite. But then here comes Boros doing the same exact thing, yet he's not. And the reason for that, and I explained this in my other video, is that Saitama actually trained after he lost his limitations. Like, there's pictures of him training when he's bald. Yusuke Murata on his stream 7 also confirmed Saitama still trains, which is why, just because they both didn't have limits, Saitama was able to body Boros. It's because Boros never trained beyond losing his limitation. If you imply Saitama only used 1% against Boros, then he'd be 100 times large star level, and Cell being like 750 times, Cell would be more powerful. Although, for all we fucking know, Saitama could have used one quadrillionth of his power. Who fucking knows? But 1% is basically the safest thing we can go with for a highballed Saitama. Here's another thing that people really need to recognize is that Saitama is lacking speed feats for Cell. For example, we could easily scale Goku on Namek. He crossed Namek in a second, which would be 1/14 the speed of light if you say Namek's the side of Earth. And then as a Super Saiyan, Goku would be multiple times the speed of light. And then Cell is like 1,000 times stronger than that if you say that Frieza's like large star level. And then for Saitama, it's just like you can vaguely say he's the speed of light because he jumped from the moon and back in like a few seconds. And then if you times that by 100, you could wank him to maybe 100 times the speed of light. But then Cell could be possibly wanked to thousands of times the speed of light. I've seen people wank the motherfucker to trillions of times the speed of light. But we're not going to use that calculation. We're gonna be fair here.
To give you guys an example of how much faster Dragon Ball Z characters are, we can use Piccolo against Raditz, because Piccolo basically destroyed the moon in like a couple seconds, right?
Piccolo basically pulled like a Saitama speed feat. Like his blast hit the moon in a few seconds, just like how Saitama jumped from the moon to Earth in a few seconds. They're basically relative feats in terms of speed. Now, I'm not saying Saitama is Piccolo level, right? I think Saitama would one-shot Piccolo, no difficulty, easily. But in terms of speed, the feats are relative to each other. So Piccolo destroying the moon is relative to suppress Saitama, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so the verdict is, going by scaling, feats, guides, whatever we have at our disposal, Cell pretty much shit stomps. Like,
yeah, not even trying to be rude. I actually think Saitama's a really fucking powerful character. I mean, easily Android level. Like, I would say he's more like comparable to Android 18 and 17, honestly. Possibly Semi-Cell, even. Yeah, maybe Semi-Cell. But at least,
at most I could see him like Cell Games level, maybe.
Yeah, like Goku. But compared to Cell is just something about Cell was just a massive amp compared to Frieza, like thousands of times stronger. If like Saitama, for example, went to Namek and fought Frieza and Goku probably couldn't even hurt Saitama if he was going all out. Although speed-wise, it's a complicated matter until we see Saitama's full speed. But for now, if you just say 100 times faster than light, 100 times large star, it doesn't compare to Cell, who's at least over 1,000 times the speed of light and 1,000 times large star level, or 700 times large star level. So that's the verdict for now. Perfect Cell wins. Saitama is very powerful, and I admit that, but Cell just takes the cake for now until we see more feats from Saitama. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Subscribe to my man Cuckster. Chuck the cyber fuck.
I'm actually uploading.
He's actually uploading. And more importantly, subscribe to me. Follow me on Twitter and on Twitch for more updates. My Twitter is always active, so be sure to check that out. And till next time.